What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. It is Philly the podcast. Look, I want to thank everybody that has, voted on the community post. I wanted to know what you guys wanted to see next, and the winner is 5 players that need to go in 2021. So we're gonna go over the 5 players ish. You know me, that I think need to go in 2021, and I'll give you the reasoning why. Before we do get into that, if you are new, please hit that subscribe, hit that like, share it with a friend. Trying to grow this channel, man, and I really appreciate everybody that's helped me. I was trying to hit 1,100 by the end of the month. We've already hit that, so let's try and get 1,200 by next month, man. But other than that, let's get into it.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Start with the obvious, and then we'll go to some people that maybe you're going to disagree with me. I like to start some drama, but so we're going to start with the guy I think we all can agree on, and that's Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott's contracted through 2024. I am ready to see him go now. Jake Elliott has been terrible these past 2 years. I feel like since 2017, honestly, since the field goal he made in the Super Bowl, it was over. He just has not looked the same. We're going to break down some of his stats. So career lows this year, and extra points attempted with 26 and extra points made with 24. Now, 2 missed extra points. People are probably like, oh, that's not that many. Yes, it is. These are chip shots. These are field goals. These are extra points. We need those from you. And we were all wondering why, his numbers were down so much. Why isn't Doug using him? Why isn't he kicking? Aren't we taking the 3 when we have a shot? Because he can't make a kick. This year, he had career lows in his field goal percentage. He was around 73.7%, which is 10% lower than last year, 2019, which was his career low up until this year. So the past 2 years, like I said, he has been trash. And then there's a narrative that he has the boot, that, 50-plus yarder, he's money, 11 of 20. In his career for 50-plus yard field goals. Jake Elliott needs to go. I'm talking about bringing competition, cut this man, figure something out. Bring in an old guy that still got a leg. We just need somebody to solidify that kicker position, because we know, or we don't know, but we assume that Nick Sirianni is not going to be like Doug Peterson and be 4th down Doug. It just doesn't ring. Like, 4th down Nick it just doesn't work. But it is what it is. So the first one, I got to say, Jake Elliott has got to go. We got to get a real kicker. Now, the second one, this one, me and Brandon were kind of going back and forth on the live this morning about, is Avonte Maddox. Avonte Maddox has missed 10 games over the last 3 years, which in the grand scheme of things doesn't sound a lot, but even when he was playing banged up, in and out of the lineup. Look, man, I mean, he's not an outside corner. I understand the need for depth. I just don't think that he is it. I feel like he declined ever since that game in Green Bay where he got injured, had that devastating head injury where he got hit. And I feel like, I hate to say it, ever since then, he's just declined. Look, he's had 0 turnovers since 2018. That is not a coincidence, all right? This whole defense sorely lacked in the playmaking department, and he was one of the biggest culprits. He does not make plays on the ball. That's my biggest thing with him. He might be in position, most of the time, but he's not making a play on the ball. So we need a veteran again, or maybe you draft somebody to push him out. Maybe you move him to the slot. I would not be totally upset with that, but I think you need to just go in a different direction. Avonte Maddox, love you, bro, but it's time to move on. Now, I said 5-ish, right? So give me a break here. I'm going to lump these 2 together, okay? I'm going to lump Alshon Jeffery and DeSean Jackson together. Okay, recently, Alshon did restructure. I believe he's on the cap hit for like $2 million. I feel like that's just to make it so that we can cut him. I feel like that's going to be an outright cut. Wouldn't be surprised if it happens pretty soon. The last 2 years, ever since the Super Bowl, he's had 49 catches, 605 yards, and 5 touchdowns in 2 years. In 2 years. Now, obviously, he didn't play most of this year. And the year prior, he was injured. He came in a little bit late. Man, come on. Come on. At this point, I feel like this is easy to say. Alshon got to go. He's slow. We don't need to be putting Travis Fulgham on the bench at all. None of these wide receivers need to be behind Alshon. And D-Jax, I understand D-Jax is probably going to be a tough one. I know a lot of people are probably going to be upset about this. He played a total of 8 games since he signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. We all remember the Washington game, and we all thought that was what we were going to get from D-Jax for the next year, at least. We thought at least that year we would get that D-Jax Carson Wentz connection going. We just never saw it consistently. Since he signed with us, he has 25 catches, 395 yards, and 3 touchdowns. We all love you, DeSean Jackson, but it is time to cut ties. Just not what we needed from him. He's not been available, and availability is the best ability, and we all know that. So I'm going to have to say, I'm tying them together here, Alshon and DeSean Jackson have to go. Now, the next one is going to probably be, it's going to be a very controversial one, but hear me out. I'm going to say Brandon Graham. Okay, Brandon Graham was on pace to have a career year. He was on pace this year to have a career year. He ended the year with 8.5 sacks, 46 tackles, I believe. Look, next year his cap hit is around $17 million. We can't have that. If he wants to restructure, and I'm talking a major, contract restructuring that we get a lot of that money back, I'm talking 10 mil plus. I don't see him being worth the money that we have to pay him. We have to figure it out. And look, I wouldn't want this, but we might pick him over Derek Barnett and then just let Derek Barnett go. That's $10 million we wouldn't have to pay. But I wouldn't want to do that. I would say let's get younger. I love Brandon Graham. He's a great player, very disruptive. But like I said, second half of the season, he kind of got disappointing. He was on pace to break the double-digit sacks for the first time in his career. Came up short once again. $17 million. You tell me, is 8.5 sacks worth $17 million? I don't think you get paid almost $2 million per sack. So I don't know. I think Brandon Graham, like I said, it's time for us to either restructure him in a major way, which I hope he would be open to, or move on, see what value we can get out of him. Now, this last one. This one is not necessarily because of talent. This is not necessarily because of, maybe a little bit has to do with money, but not really. And again, these are 2 players, and I'm going to lump them together. And it's going to be either or. Carson or Jalen Hurts has to be off this team next year. Reason why we have to make it clear and obvious choice moving forward. We know that, well, we don't know. We assume through reports and everything that Carson Wentz doesn't want to fight for his job. He wants to either be the starter or he doesn't want to be here. That's the vibes we're getting, right? That's the reports we're getting. So if that's the case and you want to go forward with Carson Wentz, you have to make that decision and you have to move on from Jalen Hurts, get value out of Jalen Hurts, and go forward and use that value to create a better team for Carson Wentz, offensively and defensively. Same can be said about Jalen Hurts. If you are going to move forward with Jalen Hurts, or if you just want to see that QB competition, and he's not willing to do it, I think you need to let go of Carson Wentz. Move on from Carson Wentz. Get whatever value you can out of him. Hopefully he works with us. He would kind of have to work with us with that contract. So, look, like I said, it's not about talent. It's not about, who do you like better? Who's your favorite player on the Eagles? What jersey you want to wear? It comes down to a business decision. If Carson Wentz does not want to fight for his contract, for his job, or if you're not willing to necessarily, just declare him the starter, then you have to let him go. And so, like I said, same can be said about Hurts. If you know you're going to move on with Carson Wentz, there's no reason for Jalen Hurts to be on this team. And unfortunately, it is the situation we are in. I would love to have both. I think that in this day and age, especially, you're seeing these playoffs where backup quarterbacks, once again, are becoming a big thing, big deciding factor. They always have been. Having 2 quarterbacks is not a bad thing. Having a quarterback controversy is unfortunately a bad thing, and that's unfortunately where we are right now. So that's my 5-ish. So like I said, we'll recap real quick. I'm saying Jake Elliott, Avonte Maddox, Alshon and D-Jax. That's one person. Brandon, well, they have enough stats to be one person. Brandon Graham, and then Carson or Jalen Hurts. So you guys let me know who you think needs to be gone next year. And let me know a couple guys who you really want to see them keep. Like I said, I know some of these guys are going to be controversial. It is what it is. I like the smoke. So other than that, man, y'all know what it is, man. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe, and buy us a coffee if you want. Links will be in the description. Other than that, fly Eagles fly. And we are out here. Peace.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.